It is a lovely place. In the evening, drive down this street, the peepers are
Yeah.
really loud right now, and it's great.
Yeah.
And the deer were in my yard in the winter.
A lot of this area is in a bowl. It's pretty low lying. When the street grade is in the shape of a bowl, the water has nowhere to go.
I'm concerned about when they talk about walls, because once the water's already in here.
If the water gets past the wall,
Yeah.
you're in deep.
Right.
Once this wall is in, it should protect from the FEMA insurance rates, because that's supposed to prevent the flooding.
Right.
So only if FEMA agrees to that, can people stay in their homes, because otherwise the cost will be prohibitive. They figured that it will be bigger than the results of the foreclosure debacle.
Right.
That the number of people affected by flood insurance, if they in fact, as is planned, raise the rates to actual cost. I forget the number of millions that have flood insurance, and there are many more who should have it who don't. And if this really impacts everybody, there will be large areas where people can't afford to pay $1,000 or $2,000 a month for flood insurance alone.
Right.
So some people can absorb that, but I don't think the general populace can.
Not at all.
But if all the houses were raised to an elevation that would prevent these price increases, I don't know.
So
Depends if we
you'll
could put
see
a
a whole
nickel
bunch
in
of
them.
empty lots. As you can see on both sides, the lots are empty now.
Oh no, look at that.
And then this house right here is still not anywhere but complete. Here as well, all these houses right here, boarded up, empty. If you go inside, they're gutted.
This is Build It Back's pièce de résistance. This is it. This took them
This
like
is their
about
one house.
9 months, at least. This
Wow.
took them a very long time. They only just unveiled it. I don't know.
That's where the houses need to be raised to.
It has to be that high.
Yeah.
Yep. For you to have a full deduction on flood insurance.
You can see the mud.
Yeah, yeah.
See the clapboard one below the balcony?
Mhm.
The water was up there.
God.
And it was not only like sitting in a lake, it was like the roiling Mississippi. People's whole deck systems were flying by. I was looking out, so we spent the storm on the second floor, and looking out the window, all I could see was water. So we were literally in the middle of the ocean. When we rode out midday the next day, Daryl's car was below, like we were looking down in the water and the car was underneath. And it was, we couldn't come back for days because the water was.
You start off with a premise that you want to move back.
Right.
And then you have to think about raising your house.
Right.
So in my situation, what comes first?
Right.
Do I fix the house, move back? It's almost 2.5 years that I haven't been able to move back. I have issues with, when you pay a mortgage, I am currently in foreclosure process as well. So the bank has a bunch of money that they haven't released. And it's really a huge burden. You don't know, sometimes you wake up and you don't know what direction to go in. Raising the house isn't going to be a priority for me. My priority really is to repair, move back in, and it's just like kicking the can down. And then on top of that, we have the issues with flood insurance. So those rates are scheduled to go up, which puts homeowners like me, at a bigger risk of actually losing your property.
And Daryl's also paying rent. Besides paying mortgage, you pay rent for 2.5 years.
So
It's
there's
insane.
no easy solution. There's absolutely no easy solution. There's no guidance as well. going forward. Told several people about this particular situation, and people look at me as if, oh well, it's 2.5 years. You know, you got to be lazy. You really don't want to move back. You want to whatever
People
the
don't
situation.
get it.
Right.
You know, and I guess I understand, because if you're not close to it, if you're not involved, and you don't know somebody who is,
Right.
I guess, how would you know?
Well, people think you're a homeowner, they must be rolling in dough or something. That's really, that's the first thing they think. And then, oh, well, building something back, that should just be like, you know, you just do it and a month later you're up and running.
Yeah.
Right? They really don't get it unless they know.
You know, and we deal with the insurance companies. That's another fight going on with the insurance companies. There has to be some reform with the way that flood insurance companies are dealing with their customers, and we are their customers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I know there's some legislation going on in Albany to try and streamline the process, whereby it's not an unlimited period, or you know, you don't have to seek the court's help to determine, you know, what happens. It's not an easy road dealing with insurance companies, and you may have heard of several instances where the insurance companies haven't been playing fair at the homeowner's expense. I wish that all homeowners who are in the same situation, you know, reach out to their elected officials and you know, put pressure on Albany to change some of these laws.
I'm at the point that I think all we're doing is spinning our wheels. We don't have nobody behind us now. When Congressman Grimm was here, he was accessible and he did not stop. He was relentless. I don't think we're going to have that if Donovan gets it. I don't think we'll have it if Gentile gets it. This week that just passed, 3 new clients came in. Mold. Full with mold.
Yeah.
Old man can't even breathe anymore. A woman that's still waiting for a house to be rebuilt. She's in a rented apartment that's full with mold. I mean, it's 3 years later and they're still coming in. You know, we just signed 3 new clients. One of them is 83 years old, the guy, and he just doesn't know what to do. And we're like, we're gonna get to you. We're gonna get every nonprofit that we can in there. We're getting the mold test done this Saturday, 9 a.m. Once we find out what kind of mold and how bad the mold is, then we'll know what nonprofit group to go to that's still got money to get over there and do what we gotta do, you know? But it's still going on, and it's getting worse and worse, and the mold's gonna come. It took Katrina, a few years before it really popped out. But if you go into these homes where these people are living and how they're living, they always say, oh, please don't mind the way I live. I'm living the same way. I'm one of yous. So that's why they let me in, because they know I'm living the same way. The whole house, you got piles of paper all over the place. We're like a third world country. We need somebody to understand that we need help. Not these other companies that are saying and doing this, they're doing that. We don't tap ourselves on the back for anything we do. We just do it.
Right.
We don't need to say. We don't got to beat our chests. We know what we're doing.
Explain to them what
I'm a
the story
retired
is.
carpenter,
Yeah.
so I could build a house from the ground up. So this program that was developed for contract. You need to be a contractor to deal with Build It Back.
Right.
Not only a contractor, you need to be a lawyer, because there's a lot of stuff that I get from them that I got to send to the lawyer and say, hey, break this down for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't even understand it, you know? I understand the construction part, but the language that they got attached to it,
You're right.
I got to give it to a lawyer to break down and say, oh, is that what they're saying? Okay, now I know what to tell them back. And, you know, that's how I'm able to help people, because I was in construction for 30 years. I know what they're talking about when they're talking about a gaming wall or something like that. Homeowner doesn't know what it is, you know?
Yeah.
They don't know what it is to elevate a home. They don't know what an elevation certificate. They don't know how to do one. We do, you know? So, you know, it's rough.
Right.
We need somebody. If you're the guy,
Yeah.
we need a guy that's going to understand and is accessible.
Yeah.
I've already had the conversation with FEMA, and FEMA knows, holy shit, this guy does know what he can do with it.
Exactly.
I could get a community insurance program just for Staten Island. Doesn't have to be CRS. We
Right.
started one, but it could actually be just a community insurance program for the island. We don't need nobody then. Don't need you.
That's what we need to
We,
do.
If that's what we need to do,
Right.
each borough needs to do that. And what would we do? As soon as we got it done here, we would go to another borough and show them how to do it.
Right.
But it's got to start
Well,
somewhere.
that's been proven over and over that that's how you actually fix a lot of these problems, by doing this at the local level, creating
That's
that
correct.
economy. Yeah. Not going to these banks, not going to these people that all the money, all the profits just going in their pockets, and they're saying
That's-
screw the community.
You're absolutely right.
Well, you did it.
We did.
Yeah.
And we could still keep doing
We
it.
can keep
but
doing it,
we just
exactly.
need help.
Yeah.
If there's anything you could do for us, if you're in, you're not in,
Well, and the beautiful, that's why
you know
I was
what I
telling
mean?
these guys.
I mean, if there's something that we could do for you, we will definitely do for you.
Right.
You know,
Well-
if you're the guy that's going to be the guy that's going to be accessible and stuff like that, I'll back you in a heartbeat.
Well, that's the whole thing. You already did the work. You already know what you need. So
Right.
all I have to be is your advocate.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Oh,
This is what I need.
Exactly.